I'm going to read Saving the Liberty Bell by Megan MacDonald and illustrated by Marcia Gray Carrington. John Jacob limped to the front door. It was good to be home, home to the smell of Mama's wild cherry pie baking, home to the arms of his brothers and sisters around his waist. John, where have you been?" asked Magdalena. "Mama will not tell us," said Christian. "Can you keep a secret?" John Jacob whispered. "I have been to Philadelphia." It was black as black night when Papa and I loaded up the wagon, and first blew light by the time we were on our way. After days of so much bumping on the road, I felt my bones were being rearranged. I was sure and certain I would not be the same person seeing Philadelphia as when I left home. Brong, 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 rang the great bell atop the State House. The sound of that bell hung like a storm cloud over the city, calling out a warning. "Redcoats! The redcoats are coming!" Word spread around like wildfire. Bling, bling, blong. Church bells rang and clanged, answering back. "Make haste! Hide all valuables! Away with all supplies! Save them from the English!" See, General Howe and his troops were on the march, and sure as my name's John Jacob Nickley, they'd be looting and stealing any metal they could get their British hands on. Copper, lead, brass, house gutters, even the door knockers. They aimed to melt it all, down for musket shot, or worse, cannon. And what do you think would make them the biggest prize of all? The great bell. Amid the flurry, Papa and I unloaded our farm goods. We were in the stables feeding and watering Kit and June, when a man by the name of Colonel Benjamin Flower came up to us. He liked the looks of our horses and asked about our wagon. Next thing I knew, Papa and our very own Nickley wagon, had been chosen to help the revolution. Shh! You mustn't say a word now. Our mission was to hide something big, something important and meaningful, something as great as gold, in our wagon. To spirit it away in the middle of the night and see it to safety, back to our own Northampton town. And what do you think it was? Hi-ho! 'Twas the great bell. I, your own humble brother, was to ride in the very same wagon. Papa said, we must wait now, till the darkest hour, midnight. Why, any passing face could be that of a spy for the British. I do believe all of Philadelphia held its breath that night. Not a dog's bark, not a baby's cry. The bell waited for us in silence, a voice with no tongue. "Papa," I whispered, "that bell stands half as tall as a man." "And weighs more than 2,000 pounds," said Papa. As soon as the bell was loaded onto the wagon, I rubbed my fingers across its shoulder, trying to read the words of freedom written there. Papa told me they said, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land, and to all the inhabitants thereof." I took those words straight to heart, and held them there for the entire journey. Now, if you're wondering how we hid such a big thing as a bell that size, I'll tell you. We heaped mounds of stable straw atop the bell to cover it up, and potato sacks and such, not to mention, of all things, a lady's hoop skirt. That stable straw did stink to high heaven, so who would have thought of hiding a bell under there? We left town, a parade without a marching beat. Our wagon gave out squeaky creaks at every turn and groaned like a cow bruising a calf, until I thought for sure and certain those redcoats would be upon us. "Papa, what will happen if they catch us?" I whispered. "Here, take the reins," Papa said. "Fix your mind on something besides redcoats." As I drove the wagon north of Bethlehem, Papa told me not to worry. He said the redcoats would be fooled into believing the bell, along with 10 or more church bells, was moving east to be sunk into the Delaware River. By the third night out, I'd hardly caught a wink of sleep, but I must have drifted off, because I awoke to the sound of 1,000 hoofs. Redcoats! Not in all my 11 years has my heart thumped so, louder than the distant drum. Every crack of cannon fire turned my nerves to popping corn. I leaned against the bell and closed my eyes. willing myself steady. We soon hid our wagon in a small stand of trees along the Bethlehem road. I was near morning light. I prayed silently in my head that the shadows would hide us, that Kit and June would not start whinnying, that my rattling teeth would not give us away. Leaves crunched, twigs snapped, slick swept. "Who goes there?" called a soldier. "Boy, you there, show yourself. Tell me, in the name of General Washington, what business you have here." General Washington! I could not believe my ears. 'Twas not a redcoat I saw, but a soldier of Washington's own Continental Army, a patriot. I could see soldiers, horses, and wagons snaking from the horizon. 700 wagons and near 3,000 horses. What a sight! Washington's army right here in Lehigh Valley on their way to winter quarters. That bell couldn't have been saved. The army escorted us right into Bethlehem, where the orange-tipped trees of our own valley waved us a welcome. But 4 miles from home, crack! Just when I thought the bell was safe, I heard an ear-splitting sound. "Papa!" I shouted. There in the middle of the square full of onlookers came a great splintering of wood like lightning striking a tree. Then crash! "The bell!" I cried as our wagon broke, and I tumbled to the ground, right along with it. My foot turned near to the ankle, and swelled like a puffball. I am sorry to have to tell you that I did yawl like a dying cat, sprawled there in the mud while the wheelwright made haste to fix the front wagon wheel. "Hurry!" Papa urged. "Anyone in the curious crowd might prove to be a spy for General Howe." There was no hiding our prize now, so the farmers hoisted the bell onto a stout wagon near by, that of Mr. Frederick Leeser. My spirits splintered at the thought of not seeing the great bell to safety in Northampton town. That's when the kind Mr. Leeser offered, "Ride along with me. You've come this far with the bell, and cannot abandon it now." After the sixth night had fallen since we left Philadelphia, our wagons rattled towards home. My heart leaped high as a summer frog when I could make out the church steeple sticking out through the trees. Who should we find waiting for us on Hamilton Street but a red-faced Reverend Boomer, who stripped off his jacket, rolled up his sleeves, and piled loose the planks, tearing up the floor of the Zion Reformed Church. Shh! Listen close, my brothers and sisters, for I am passing the secret on to you. You must do your part by keeping your lips sealed as tight as hoops on a barrel. We did spirit away and hide the great bell of Philadelphia under those dusty floorboards. Cross my heart, that's the truth. Think of it there, lifting up your feet this Sabbath as you sing your hymns to heaven. But promise me you will keep my secret, and Papa's, and all of the good folks of Northampton town. Swear in the name of George Washington that you will never, not ever, tell a soul. Your voices like that bell must be silent, waiting, hoping in your hearts for freedom to ring again.